Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616 and to day 2 of Spider-Man Homecoming Week. If you ask a fan who Spider-Man's greatest enemy is, usually it depends on who you're asking. Either it's Dr. Octopus, it's Venom, or it's who I personally think it is, the Green Goblin, aka Norman Osborn. That's certainly apparent watching the previous Spider-Man movies, as Norman Osborn has a presence in all of them. Whether it's the Green Goblin and his son Harry in the Sam Raimi films, or it's Oscorp and Harry turning into the Green Goblin in the Amazing Spider-Man films. So yeah, Osborn has had a huge impact on Spider-Man in both the movies and the comics. But what about the MCU? As we all know, Spider-Man's back home with Marvel now, so could we get Osborn here too? Interestingly, in the MCU, Osborn could be so much more than he ever was in the previous Spider-Man films. So is this happening? Well, there were several rumors early on that he'd be in Spider-Man Homecoming. However, Homecoming is hitting theaters this Friday, and it's safe to say he's not in it, or it probably would have leaked by now. Maybe he is, but I kinda doubt it. One reason is because of what Marvel wants to do with Spider-Man. They want to keep him fairly small scale, relatable, and fighting not as well-known villains. He's fighting the Vulture in Homecoming, but as for sequels, John Watts has mentioned villains like Will-O-the-Wisp, a Z-list Spider-Man's villain. In a way, this is a smart move. The average movie audience is probably sick of the Green Goblin by this point, so keeping him and other villains we've seen before out of the spotlight for a while is probably a good idea. So, I guess that answers the question then? Well, sort of. I do think Norman Osborn could be coming to the MCU someday in the not-too-distant future. But I do think we'd be getting a very different Osborn compared to what we've gotten before. One more in line with how he was during the Dark Reign storyline. During that, he wasn't the Green Goblin, but he was just normal old Norman Osborn, a still evil but calculating businessman who ended up using the Secret Invasion to his advantage, to help him basically take over S.H.I.E.L.D., the Avengers, and everything in between. This Osborn took on the mantle of the Iron Patriot, but he did still have some bits of Green Goblin in him that would still come out sometime. So, is it possible we could get something like this in the MCU? I think so. There are a bunch of rumors going around that the Secret Invasion will be the big storyline of Phase 4, culminating in an Avengers movie. Feige has said that Phase 4 will be much more focused on expanding the cosmic universe, so in a way that makes sense. Having an alien race be the big villain of the phase would be a good way to do that, even if their master plan does take place on Earth. So is it possible that Phase 4 could feature the Secret Invasion, which could lead up to a Dark Reign storyline starring Norman Osborn for Phase 5? Well, here's the rub. The Skrulls' rights are complicated. It seems that Marvel and Fox both own them and could use them, but the fact that they're co-owned means they're kind of like Namor in that Marvel could use them, but it'd be complicated and it'd involve a lot of paperwork. Additionally, Feige has even stated that he's not sure there will even be a Phase 4, meaning Marvel may decide to drop the phase-by-phase approach moving forward and just make the movies. However, that doesn't mean Osborn couldn't still show up. Something other than the Skrulls could happen to help his rise to power. Marvel has been known to drastically alter comic storylines to better suit the movie's continuity. Maybe he could be more of a politician than a businessman, like in the Spider-Man PS4 game where he's apparently running for mayor of New York City. But at the end of the day, Norman Osborn is probably still years away from coming to the MCU, along with other big-name Spidey villains like Doc Ock, Venom, Electro, and so forth. Probably for the best, honestly. It would be cool to see some underappreciated Spider-Man villains get the time to shine. But what do you guys think? Do you think Norman Osborn is coming to the MCU soon? Where and how would you like to see him make his entrance? Let me know all your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
I'm feeling rough, I'm feeling